What's up, hungry people? Today, we're heading out of the kitchen and back to Stardew Valley. After multiple requests for another Stardew recipe, I've dusted off my farmer's hat and spent the last several days on my farm fixing it up and getting the land ready for spring. I retiled the floors, had a baby, built an entire cellar, enslaved a race of Junimos, built me a she shed, made a galaxy blade, and I almost made it to level 100 in the Skull Cavern. It's the last thing on my task list, and I seriously cannot make it past like level 57. Leave me some tips on how to get down there because I'm in some serious need of them. Good morning, Sam, my husband. Now that winter's over, we've got lots of productive weather to look forward to. You're goddamn right we do. Now, can you please move from in front of my oven? So these are the recipes that I currently have the knowledge to make, and my goal by the end of the Stardew Valley series is to fill in all of these blanks. So if you have any different suggestions or commentary on how I can find specific recipes, especially these ones that are not filled in just because I have no idea what they are, please let me know what I'm missing and how I can get those. So last time I was here, I believe, yes, I have fried mushrooms on my list. This recipe is sent to you when you reach level 3 friendship with Demetrius, and the requirements are 1 common mushroom, 1 morel mushroom, and some oil. Now, I am pretty certain that I have all of these items in my stock already, but I think it's going to be more fun if we actually follow through with a let's play and go and forage for the morels ourselves. So today I decided that because it is spring and my enslaved race, very legally employed Junimos are here providing me with my crops as they're ready, I'm gonna go and check out the secret forest because I know that's where you can find morels in the springtime. Now, I didn't find the morels that I'm going to be cooking with today on my own. I did find them in a grocery store, and I did find them in a grocery store actually back in spring when morels were in season. They cost about $60 per pound, some of the most expensive mushrooms that I have ever bought, but they were totally worth it, as you'll see in the recipe here to come. Any morels today? Aw, come on. Nothing. The spirits must not be in a good mood this week. Now, while we're waiting for the morels to spawn in our secret woods, I'm actually gonna go chit-chat with George. It's a little known fact that George's favorite dish is fried mushrooms, so let's see if that's what he's in the mood for today. Here he is in his home. I'm not much of a talker, especially not to strangers, if you don't mind me saying. George, we have 3 hearts of friendship. Talk to me. Talk to me, George. We're gonna make him a plate of fried mushrooms, and hopefully he'll be even more of our friend. Get out of my way, Pam. Big money. Oh, horseradish. Let's see. Any morels? Well, at least some things are spawning. Because nothing was spawning before. Oh, wait. Was that one down in the secret woods? The extra secret woods? Aw, yes! Yay! Just go ahead and grab this morel. Head back through the secret tunnel.
Yeah, I forgot the next couple lines, but there it goes. Secret tunnel!
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure common mushrooms are just that, pretty common. So I am going to run back to my cave to see if any have grown in my absence. All right, let's see. Yay, common mushrooms, woohoo! Okay, so we got our mushrooms. Now we just need to make our oil. Pretty sure I have oil being processed in my she shed. Yes, there it is. Go ahead and just grab that. All right, now let's, oh, it's truffle oil actually. I'm not sure. Well, I know I have some oil here in my fridge already, so let's see. Yes, there's my oil. Okay. So, 3, 2, 1, fried mushroom. And that's how you make fried mushrooms in Stardew Valley. Now the thing about this dish is that if you look closely, you can see that it's not just fried mushrooms in this dish. There's something also green on here and possibly a bed of noodles perhaps. Regardless of what it is, it's definitely not just morel mushrooms and common mushrooms. There's definitely something else on there. So, in true Starving Chef fashion, I'm gonna put a real life spin on this fictional dish and make a fried mushroom pasta dish. Today, we're gonna put a real life spin on this fictional meal and make a fried mushroom pasta dish. This is what morel mushrooms look like in real life. Typically, they can only be found in a very small window of time during the spring. And just like they were in our game, they are notoriously difficult to find in real life. They need to be washed really well because of all of the nooks and crannies. Morels have an amazing umami taste that I would compare to a nutty chicken ramen brothy flavor. It's definitely up there on my favorite mushroom list after the fun kind. To start, we will need to combine flour, parsley, salt, and pepper. And then roll the washed morels in the flour mix so that they are completely coated. I washed mine really well and patted them dry, but because they are still a little damp, the flour adheres to them really well. You really want to get the flour into all the cracks and crevices. Then I just tapped off the excess flour and let the flour draw out a bit more moisture as I prep the skillet. Next, we will be using our oil and heating it in our skillet until it is nice and hot. Next, I'll toss in the dredged morels. These things will fry up really quickly. They have a golden skin and have crisped up a little bit, remove them from the skillet so that they don't overcook and become chewy. They should be crispy on the outside but buttery noodle soft on the inside. Next, we'll add more butter to the skillet. We will add our common mushroom and saute it up until it is nice and golden brown. I wish Stardew Valley would add a butter option in addition to the cheese making option. I really want to churn my own butter, concerned ape. Is that too much to ask? Another ingredient that can only be found IRL, asparagus. When I initially made this recipe, I mistakenly thought that you could buy asparagus from Sandy in the Oasis shop, but turns out she actually sells rhubarb. Either way, there's definitely something green on that plate, so I'm adding asparagus for the effect. Then, because I'm thinking that fried mushrooms and asparagus makes for sort of a lame meal, I'm going to be adding noodles to soak up the delicious umami butter sauce. I'm also stirring in a tiny pinch of dill and a little bit of lemon juice, in addition to some Parmesan cheese to really highlight the umami flavor of the morel mushrooms. George's dish a little extra grated Parmesan and parsley for garnish. Finally, after tossing it all together, it's time to serve our dish. And now that we have our fried dish, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this and run it over to George and see what he has to say. He's probably inside his house. George, I brought you your favorite. Let's see what he thinks. No, gosh, if I ate them myself. Here, George. This is my favorite thing. Thank you. Aw, you're welcome, George. Anything for you. Well, at least George enjoyed our dish. I know I certainly did. Well, that's it for me today. If you want to see more Stardew Valley recipes, let me know which ones you want to see me tackle down in the comments below. I've put a couple hours into this game, just a couple, not that many. And my whole goal in this file is to do a completionist challenge, which means that I want to try to earn every recipe that I possibly can. And so far, I haven't made that many. So I need your suggestions on which Stardew Valley recipes that I need to make and which ones you would most like to see. I'm always open to any suggestions from pretty much any video game, though I do have hundreds, if not thousands of hours in games like Stardew Valley and The Sims, so simulation games are definitely my cup of tea. If you like this recipe, don't forget to saute up a like, flip that sub button, and ring the dinner bell to be notified of my latest recipes and foodie adventures that I post every week. As always, you can find this recipe and many others with step-by-step instructions on the StarvingChefBlog.com. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon.